What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay coming back again with another video. Today, we're going to get into Derek Carr and where he may potentially end up. Before we get started, make sure you guys smash that like, that thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. That way, you'll be updated with content, news, and streams just like this. What's going on, everybody? I hope that you are staying warm. I actually walked outside to some snow today. I was not excited about it considering it was 60 degrees 2 days ago. It's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and get into the story. Story is from ESPN. Mr. Free agent Derek Carr will visit the New York Jets. Sources told ESPN. Carr was released by the Las Vegas Raiders on Tuesday after the veteran quarterback declined to waive his no trade clause just before more than $40 million of his contract would have became guaranteed. Carr, who turns 32 in March, holds virtually every Raiders passing record. He has passed for more than 4,000 yards in 4 of the past 5 seasons. Carr went 63-79 as the team's starter after being selected in the second round of the 2014 draft out of Fresno State. You know, that says a lot about Derek Carr in itself. The man holds every Raiders passing record. So is it his fault that the Raiders haven't been as great as they could be? It's another question to think of. I'm sure it wouldn't be a lack of depth at wide receiver or a real running game for the Raiders, right? Even though Josh Jacobs is great, right? We're not going to deny his talent, but they just haven't been overall good. And I wouldn't put the blame on Derek Carr. Continue on. Until his benching near the end of the past season, Carr had started 91 straight games, and he has 142 starts since entering the NFL in 2014, tied with Tom Brady for the most by a quarterback in that span. For the Jets, adding Carr would be a departure from their recent history of attempting to find a franchise quarterback. They used first-round picks on Mark Sanchez back in 2009, Sam Darnold 2018, and Zach Wilson. I don't know if I'd say he was like the bust of NFL history, but I'd say it's pretty close. It's got to be in like the top 5 for me. My opinion. Get mad about it. I don't care. But never achieved stability at the position. Since 2010, their last playoff season, the Jets have the fewest touchdown passes, 225, and are tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the most interceptions at 210. Jets owner Woody Johnson said recently that quarterback was the missing and that he would absolutely pay big bucks to acquire a veteran. The Jets started 3 quarterbacks last season, contributing to acute struggles on offense in a 6-game losing streak to end the season. So there you go. Next up, Derek Carr is going to meet with the Jets. Shout out to Richard. Shout out to you, Richard, coming through with the $20 super chat. Says Carr is underappreciated, no doubt, just like Tom did Jay. Shout out to you, Richard. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the love, as usual. Much love to all you guys. That 70 Show 1 says Jets also looking into Ryan Tannehill. Yeah. What are the Titans going to do? What are the Titans going to do? Right? What is Green Bay going to do? I mean, there's so many teams that we can talk about. The Saints, the Texans. Do you guys believe in Davis Mills? Is he the future of the franchise? What's going on with the Broncos? Do you really think that team respects Russell Wilson? I don't. What a waste of money that was. Dan Heino says, I heard KC sticking with Mahomes. I'd hope so. I'd hope they'd stick with their Super Bowl champion quarterback, even with his broken ankle. Shout out to you, Bob. Richard says nope. Yeah, I don't think that the Denver Broncos are going to be able to stick with Russell Wilson much longer. I'll be honest with you. I think if he comes out there and he bombs in the 2023 season off the gate, there needs to be some adjustments made, and he probably should ride the oak, as Bob says. Wilson will be fine. Do you think Sean Payton going there is really going to change Russell Wilson's skill level at this point in his career? Just saying. Shout out to Lutza. Colts has a new HQ looking for a new quarterback. I could see that happening. Colts need it. They've got a young team. They need a quarterback that has drive, determination, one that could run, has a little bit of pocket presence. Richard says Bengals sticking with Burrow, Bills with Allen. Will San Fran stick with Purdy? That's a good question. Obviously, Lance will be coming back. I think there was something said as far as his injury in regards to it being a little bit longer before he comes back. So I think the real question is, Jimmy G. What are they going to do with him? I don't think they get rid of Brock Purdy. I don't think they do. I think he's still in the running to take over that 49ers franchise. I think, in my opinion, Trey Lance is the one to go. Shout out to you guys, though. Jimmy G to Dallas. Yeah, Bob and Reese saying that. It would be funny seeing Jimmy Garoppolo, Mr. Garoppolo, in a Cowboys uniform. I like Jimmy G. I got respect for him. He played under Tom Brady. He learned a lot. He's got a good arm. He's not as mobile, but I think he took a lot of his skill set from Tom Brady. But he is good in his own right. Dan says, I want Jay to wear some Chiefs panties on the show. Dan, I don't think, actually, there's not a thinking on it. I know that there's no amount of a super chat that could get me to wear Chiefs panties on the show. I'm sorry. Can't do it. Cannot do it, man. Oh, my goodness. Chiefs panties. Jerry says Aaron Rodgers. Well, Rodgers I think is done in Green Bay. That is without a doubt. So jerseys are going to be shipped out soon. I still have this hat. Who wants this hat? I got to give this thing away. Like, I wore it for the Super Bowl because I lost the bet. But it's got to find a new home. All right, it's got to find a new home. Y'all know I'm a man of my word. I lost the bet, so I wore the hat. But it's got to go somewhere, and I don't waste money. So I'm not going to burn it or do anything stupid like that, even though it probably would get me views. But I'm not doing that. So whoever wants this thing, send me an email. Let me know, and I'll get it over to you. Darth Scipio says, I'll take it, Jay. All right, send me an email, Darth Scipio. Mario G says, give it to the local hobo. Give it to the local bum. Oh man. Take it to the Goodwill. Yo, you guys are brutal. You guys are so brutal. Bob says, I tried to tell you that the Chiefs was going to win the Super Bowl. Bob, you did. But I mean, I also said that too, right? When it came down to the wire, and then and the Super Bowl prediction video, I then had to relinquish the fact that the Chiefs would beat the Eagles. A lot of people were mad at me for that. A lot of people told me to what was the accurate saying? Keep the Eagles name out of my mouth. That's what I was told. My Eagles predictions were trash and to keep the Eagles out of my mouth. All right. So then I said that the Chiefs would win. I kept the Eagles out of my mouth, and there you go. Forgot who said that. I think his name was Leonard. I think so. Eric says, Jay, give me the Bengals hat. I can use it for target practice. Oh, target practice, right? 50 cal in the backyard, 50 yards away, 100 yards away. Target practice, right on the beanie hat. X marks the spot. Carr going to Tampa? Interesting thought. Interesting thought. Um, so shout out to you guys. I actually that post yesterday in regards to DeMar Hamlin's jacket, you guys should see some of the comments on that video. Things got a little wild. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. Once again, people were coming up with all kinds of reasoning for why people would feel some kind of way in regards to the coat, why people had the right to say something about his coat. It was kind of interesting. And I'm not saying that people are right or wrong. But once again, it's nobody's business why this kid was wearing a coat and why they should be offended by it. There's a lot more other stuff going on that we could talk about, not here, but that people should be offended by. Someone's oh, I didn't want to do it. Let me find it. Let me find it. I gotta find the specific comment. And this isn't a knock on this person, but I just want to bring it up because it's kind of important. James Shayton said subjective is art, right? Art's very subjective. Art has different meanings. You may not understand what art or the meaning behind the art. You may not understand the artist, but maybe it's not meant for you to understand it. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's just meant to be looked at. Shout out to Jeff. Says, Bob, I agree with you there, but we are talking about the Raiders. Just a debunk franchise. Lutza says, okay, this is my thoughts. It was his way of loving his God. I like it. Sure. Right? That could have been his way of showing his faith. Okay, that's totally fine. But once again, it's none of our business. Right? I think we've came into the society of heavily scrutinizing people's opinions. You guys have no idea how many times I get an email about a video that I dropped and some things that I said. Now, granted, the channel has grown considerably and I talk a lot about different sports and different things and different topics. But that's my business. I have been considered to be a sports media influencer. So that gives me the right to talk about sports and stream sports and do what I do. But unless you're in fashion or unless you're a very prominent person in regards to religion, probably shouldn't talk about the jacket, right? I'm just saying. Shout out to Richard. Spy balloons are just sky art. Oh, look at that sky art up there. You know what? I think I'll just mind my business. Uh Shout out to Lewis. Jets are one of the few teams that have been almost as bad as the Raiders in the last 10 years. Why would Carr go there? There's a few teams that need a quarterback and that's willing to pay Carr the kind of money that he needs, and the Jets are one of them. So yeah, that is just the reality of of things. Also, I had another story that I wanted to talk about. Did you guys hear about Alvin Kamara? Mr. Kamara? Let me find this story. Hold on. Where is it at? Mr. Alvin Kamara. Here we go. New Orleans Saints star running back Alvin Kamara, Cincinnati Bengals cornerback Chris Lamons, and two others were indicted by a Clark County grand jury on Wednesday for an alleged beating outside of a Las Vegas nightclub last year. Kamara, Lamons, and two other men were charged with two criminal charges: a felony for battery with substantial bodily harm and a gross misdemeanor for conspiracy to commit battery, court documents said. This is all allegedly. I have to make sure I said that. The alleged victim, Darnell Green, told Las Vegas Metro Police that he was waiting outside an elevator at Dre's nightclub on February 5th, 2022, during the NFL Pro Bowl weekend, alongside a group of people, including the four suspects. The four suspects hit, kicked, and stomped Green, court documents said, with Lamont striking Darnell Green in the head, neck, or upper chest area. As Green fell backward, Kamara allegedly charged Darnell Green in order to strike and or punch him. Court documents said after Green fell to the ground, the four suspects continued to stomp and kick him. Once again, guys, I think I said this 2 weeks ago when we did the what was it, Joe Mixon? Was it Joe Mixon story in regards to the alleged gun incident? Let me go back here. Yes, that's right. Joe Mixon. Why is it that every week we're hearing about a different crime for prominent athletes? Why? 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 Remember my favorite meme, guys? I gotta find I gotta find it now. I gotta find it now. Hold on. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up here for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. It's one of my favorite memes. Why? Why? Here we go.
Why? 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 Why?
Why? Why is it that every week we have a prominent athlete in some kind of trouble? And you know what's really interesting is I'm sure I got to go back and look at the numbers and the statistics and all that kind of stuff. But it flip flops. Like you have all these like weird incidents with like NFL players and stuff that they do, and then it'll like shift over to like the NBA, right? You'll start seeing like NBA players getting in trouble and stuff like that. But there's been a considerable amount of issues with NFL players that are popping up more and more within the last 2 seasons. So I don't know, guys. What does that mean? Are we still going with the approach that there's still too many hits to the head? We're not able to control our anger. We're not able to be calm, keep composure, enjoy ourselves out in certain situations? Or are we still just that violent as athletes, male bravado, toxic masculinity, all that kind of stuff? Is that what it is? Or is it CTE? Like what are we going to blame it on? That's what I'm getting at. What are we going to blame it on? Why are there so many different issues that come up almost every week now? That is my question. Dan says, I read this, had to be Bill's year, won't be as good as next. You don't think the Bills are going to have a good year next year? Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you this. I am waiting. I'm going to have a video coming up where I do a deep dive into the Bills offense, the Bills defense, what adjustments need to be made. That's coming soon. I think the Bills are going to have a phenomenal year next year. I think we're going to learn from everything that went wrong and everything that did go well and apply those strategies into next year. I don't think we'll have Josh Allen playing with an elbow that needed to rest or potentially have surgery. Maybe, who knows how bad his elbow was. After week 6, maybe we won't have to deal with that. A less accurate Josh Allen. Grifter says, my eyes rolled when I heard Carr for the Jets. My opinion says the Bills are the Bills. Oh, the hate is real. The hate is real. You understand it? You see how that rhyme, right? The Bills are the Bills, but the hate is real. There you go. Ronald says Bills Mafia is Super Bowl bound next season. Let's go, Ronald. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Teddy coming through. Jerry Fuentes says, I think I should know when he's played for my team for 9 years. Jerry, how do you feel about being a Raiders fan? Not in the sense of just being proud that they're your team, but are you happy with their performance? And if you're not, what would you change besides quarterback? I think that's a relevant question. I can even, if you guys want to come on the show, I could put the link up. If any brave souls want to talk about it, I'll put it up in the chat. Let's see here. I'll put it up in the chat if anybody wants to come up and talk about these Raiders. All right, here we go. So link is up and to the top of the chat. If anybody wants to come on and talk about these Raiders or if they have any insight towards Derek Carr and where he should go, hop on. Link is right there waiting for you. Shout out to Bengals Prod says, go Bengals. Where do you think the Bengals are going to end up next year? How are they going to do? Do you think they're going to have a crappy start they had last year, or will they start off the gate being great? All right. Kansas City Chiefs football. We had them on before. What's up, Kansas City Chief? He's thinking once again. We tried this before. He was having trouble. He was having trouble. All right. He's not ready again. Is anybody else want to come on the show and have a conversation in regards to Derek Carr or anything NFL related. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Otherwise, for my We Need Clarity people, I will be dropping a video later. It's going to be why you need multiple sources of income. It's going to be a great video. We'll have that on We Need Clarity. That will be at 8 o'clock tonight. Be going over various different topics as far as how to start a business, how to basically find your passion, how to fund your passion, all that kind of stuff. Dan Hino says, I will pass, flunked public speaking in college. Well, fortunately for you, Dan, you don't need a college degree to learn how to speak. I didn't go to college to get a degree in speaking. I think I do fairly well at speaking. I think I do. Updates for Michael Irvin. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. Michael Irvin update. I'll actually put this on the screen for you guys so you can see it as well. We can all read along. Michael Irvin. Here we go. Share. Bring it on in. All right, it says judge has issued update in the Michael Irvin case. This was as of yesterday. The story is by Spun by Sports Illustrated. Got to give credit to the sources. A judge ordered an Arizona hotel to provide video of an alleged altercation involving Michael Irvin last week. NFL Network removed Irvin from its Super Bowl coverage after a woman complained about an incident with the Hall of Fame wide receiver. Irvin's attorney requested that the Phoenix Marriott Hotel to turn over footage that they believe will exonerate him of any wrongdoing. Per TMZ, a judge granted the motion Thursday afternoon. The hotel must send video to Irvin by Monday and provide the name of the accuser and anyone else who might have issued a complaint against him. While Irvin didn't recall the details of the conversation, he claimed he briefly encountered the woman in the hotel lobby. Honestly, I'm a bit baffled with it all. This all happened in a 45-second conversation in the lobby. When I got back after going out, I came into the lobby and I talked to somebody. I talked to this girl. I don't know her, and I talked to her for about 45 seconds. We shook hands, then I left. That's all I know. Irvin, who was pulled from a scheduled appearance on ESPN's First Take, filed a $100 million lawsuit against his accuser. Wow. You guys, 45 seconds. 45 seconds. And this man gets pulled off Super Bowl 57 coverage. He gets labeled for some kind of situation, allegedly, which forces him to then sue Marriott and his alleged accuser because he's missed out on money. Now, I think what this does is it opens the door. I think if he gets the video and he gets the information needed, if he's able to successfully sue the Marriott and the accuser, he can then go after the NFL Network for taking him off the show as well. So I think that's why he's done this. Because what happened to innocent until proven guilty? If someone can say anything to anybody and get them in trouble for a 45-second conversation when allegedly nothing really happened, we're in a scary time. Scary time. So right now, the judge is saying, "Hey, we're going to get the video. We're going to see exactly what happened," and that is where we are. He says, "Just wrong, irritating, not fair at all." Yes, that is true. Dan Heino says, "Absolutely. Where is the justice?" Yeah. Um. Right now, we don't know, but we will see. And I'll say this: if Michael Irvin didn't do anything wrong, he should be able to get every penny that he's suing for. You cost this man his job. You've cost him money. You've hurt his reputation. So at this point, once again, if he is not found of any wrongdoing, the man should get his money. So yeah. So all right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. Make sure you smash that like, that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Shout out to everyone that rocks with us on the We Need Clarity channel. We'll be on that at 8 o'clock tonight. The topic will be why you need multiple sources of income. Shout out to you guys. Have a good night.